Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson having themselves a day. Let's break down all the top stories from day 2 of training camp. All right, welcome in. We're talking day 2 of training camp. Lots to get into. Storylines, Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson having themselves a day. But before we do, I want to remind you guys, we are doing our ticket group buy. Jets Broncos week 4 of the NFL season. Myself, 𝐂𝐟𝐼𝐥𝐢𝐚 and Green Bean, linking up with Tailgate Joe. Food, drink, music, on field after the game. Get your tickets over at talkingjets.com before they are all gone. But let's hop into the video. We're going to go into some general notes, courtesy of 𝐀𝐟𝐼𝐥 from Jet Nation Forums. Thank you so much for providing this insight. This guy does a great job, so make sure you head over there and give him a little follow on the forums. General notes from today's practice. First fan practice of camp. It ran 2 hours and 15 minutes. Dom C was in attendance, supporting the Talking Jets channel, representing them out there. Love it, love it, love it. We had a few, 4 people win tickets, or I guess 2 people win pairs of tickets to today's practice, so I hope they enjoyed themselves as well. First fan practice, I'll be there on Saturday at the next fan practice. So if you guys are going to be there, let me know. Players still in shirts and shorts, so you kind of expect that. The other note, 2 hour and 15-minute practice. That's a half hour longer than day 1 of practice. Another new O-line technique, something that Keith Carter has been implementing in each of these days so far. Keith Carter is tying elastic bands around their waist to keep them in sync when dropping back in pass protection. This is totally fine with me. I am on board with anything that could prevent us from either jumping off sides or continually, I don't know, I guess being out of sync. We had so many different offensive line combinations last year. It's just so critical to have guys moving in lockstep. And it sounds like from an injury perspective, AVT and Morgan Moses, Robert Saleh expects these guys or hopes that they'll be back in drills next week. Probably not practicing, but at least getting into some team drills. They also did something with the false start. So John Simpson false started twice and Tyron Smith false started. And if you false start, you got to go out for a play. So you kind of get put on full display. Everyone, probably gets mad at you when that happens. Couple of surprise special teams participants, which could impact the final roster construction. The rookie running backs, Braylon Allen, stud, love him. Isaiah Davis, other stud, both hitting like linebackers, are built like linebackers. With their size, Brant Boyer, the special teams coach, is using them on all the teams, which could allow a 4th running back to be kept. Also, Allen Lazard is working on special teams, giving him more positional flexibility as he tries to secure a wide receiver spot. So I saw a few things on Allen Lazard across like a few different things. I saw one, maybe he could be a trade consideration for some other teams, like a late round pick, since it saves the Jets salary cap space. If a team's looking for an extra receiver and he starts showing out, maybe that's something the Jets consider, because he doesn't seem to be in that starting rotation. But I also saw some other notes per Connor Hughes. Allen Lazard's really stepped up as a leader, taking some 2nd and 3rd team guys a little bit under his wing, pulling them aside, giving them some coaching tips. One player in particular, Kenny Yeboah, he pulled aside. So I like seeing that. So through 2 days of, I guess, observed practices, it's been kind of nice seeing what's going on with Allen Lazard. And if you can keep a running back, 4 running backs, you'd be having, I guess you would have Breece, Allen, Isaiah, and then you're probably trying to either keep one of Tariq Cohen or Izzy Abanikanda. Boyer started to work on blocking techniques for drastically changed kickoff rules, with players starting from stationary positions separated by 5 yards. They're being asked to do a lot in a compressed area. So the kickoff rules are going to be so critical this year, and the people who are dialed into football understand there's going to be a lot more kick return touchdowns this year. But the casual fan that may not be paying attention to this are going to have their mind blown, I think, the first time this is actually rolled out onto the field. It's going to look a little goofy, but I think it's going to create more excitement, and I'm glad that we're obviously practicing it in training camp. Another fairly even practice, as the offense started out hot early, but the defense recovered, forcing the offense to do push-ups late. We move on to the defensive side of the ball. Started to see Sauce Gardner travel with specific receivers on a number of his reps. He also had a nice pass breakup on an Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson pass. So that iron sharpens iron, Garrett Wilson versus Sauce Gardner continuing to happen in camp. And I love that we're seeing him travel. That's something we want to see more of this year. Another good day for the new defensive tackle, 𝐿ike Fotu, where in back-to-back reps, he got a tackle for a loss on Isaiah Davis, then followed it up with stopping Davis for a no gain. He had that swatted pass yesterday as well. So this guy, kind of a hidden gem coming out of Arizona. Very much like that we're getting a little bit of, an uptick from the, I shouldn't say an uptick, but we're seeing some productivity out of the defensive tackle position after losing Al Woods to the Achilles injury and then having Quentin Jefferson wind up leaving to, I think he went to Cleveland, if I'm not mistaken. Good day for Will McDonald during 11-on-11s. He blew up the edge on a running play, stopping Tarik Cohen for no gain. And then later on, he used his Dwight Freeney spin move to get into the backfield and force Tyrod Taylor into a rushed incompletion. McDonald also started to get reps with the number ones. Obviously, with Hassan Reddick not at camp, it's going to put a little bit more of a spotlight on the rest of our edge rushers, primarily our number one pick last year in Will McDonald. I love seeing that this guy is starting to take that next step forward. I can't wait to see him on Saturday because I feel like visually last year, once I saw Jermaine Johnson, I was like, okay, this dude's about to have a huge season. And I'm hoping that's kind of the impression that I come away with Will McDonald. And obviously through this little section right here, feeling pretty good right now. Takk McKinley flashed off the edge as he tries to make the team, getting a sack on Andrew Peasley during one rep and showing good awareness on another rep as McKinley diagnosed a screen pass and forced a quick dump off from Tyrod Taylor for no gain. Some extra depth guys making a little bit of a name for themselves. It's going to be hard to make this roster. We are going to have a lot of good players shake free from this team. You're going to see guys get claimed off the waiver wire from us, I think, in droves come the end of August. Quantez Stiggers may have had another interception today as he picked off Tyrod Taylor on a 20-plus yard pass, but I'm not sure he got his feet in bounds, and there were no refs at practice to make the call. So either way, this guy's around the ball consistently. He had a pick six in yesterday's practice. So obviously, very high expectations for a late-round draft pick, and I think someone that fans should be keeping a close eye on. Before we get into the rest of this video, I just want to thank the sponsor of the channel, Cuts. They reached out, they said, look, Ryan, you're beautiful. We want to put you in some of our clothing, and all you got to do is talk honestly about it to your audience, and we'll give them a 20% off promo code. So I'll link that down below in the description. But guys, this stuff is super comfortable. You've probably seen some of your favorite athletes wear this. A lot of their warm-up gear winds up being like a Cuts clothing. Super breathable, four-way stretch. I'm a big comfy guy. I wear gym shorts, sweatpants, t-shirts all the time, but the issue is I can't really look good when I do that. I just kind of look like I'm slumming around at my house. So not always the best case when it comes to trying to look fashionable, but Cuts clothing actually looks really good. I can wear this stuff to work, and it's dad approved. I can tell you guys, first and foremost, I have two kids under 2, and the youngest one is like a little koala bear. She latches onto me, she hugs onto the side, which I absolutely love, but the hands tend to yank and pull at the collar, and with all my other shirts, I've got these finger marks and stretch marks everywhere, but this snaps right back to where it belongs. They also advertise this stuff as wrinkle-free, which is helpful because I fell asleep in this last night, not realizing I needed to shoot an ad for this today, and lo and behold, it is wrinkle-free. So guys, I cannot speak highly enough about this. Also got the joggers, have been very comfortable in that as well. Like literally you can wear it to work, barbecues, out and about, and you're gonna look good while doing it, and you're gonna feel comfortable and comfy while doing it. So if you wanna support the channel, help support the sponsors of the channel, link in the description down below, as well as in the pinned comment, cutsclothing.com/JetsTalk. That's cutsclothing.com/JetsTalk. Get you 20% off with promo code JetsTalk. Guys, thank you so much for sponsoring the channel. Over to the offensive side of the ball. Garrett Wilson with the sexy play of the day as Aaron Rodgers threw a 50-yard touchdown to him during the first 11-on-11 reps of practice. During another rep in a third down period, Wilson caught another pass from Rodgers and ran away from everyone for a 30-yard touchdown. Wilson almost had the hat trick, but he just couldn't hold on to a 30-yard pass from Rodgers over DJ Reed. Oh, just right into the vein. Give it to me. I want every little bit of Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson. I'll throw the clip up on screen. I'm sure you guys have seen it already. But man, this is going to be something special this year. Garrett Wilson should be taken very high in most of your fantasy drafts. Strong day for Breece Hall as he showed his speed hitting the hole on a 20-yard stretch play and then showing good hands as he caught a 15-yard pinpoint sideline pass from Rodgers as he scrambled out of the pocket. Again, showing his value in the receiving game. This guy had like 1,600 yards last year combined, and I fully expect him to go over to the 2,000-yard mark. Everything kind of together. And I think he could be the favorite for Offensive Player of the Year. Him and Christian McCaffrey are probably the two players that you're looking at from a non-quarterback perspective. Jeremy Ruckert started to get reps with the ones and didn't disappoint, making multiple catches in the middle of the field from Rodgers. One over CJ Mosley for 15-plus yards and earning a helmet slap from Rodgers as Ruckert recognized the defense was coming with a blitz and ran the proper route to pick up a 15-yard gain. The hometown kid. Let's go, Jeremy Ruckert. I love seeing this. Quarterback notes on the day. Aaron Rodgers had a good day as the above notes on his completions to multiple receivers show. Tyrod Taylor had one notable completion as he threw a 30-plus yard pass to Malik Taylor over Brandon Eccles. Finally, Andrew Peasley could be worth a spot on the practice squad as a developmental quarterback. He doesn't seem skittish as he runs the offense. He generates a nice amount of completions and has arm strength, and his arm strength is decent. With Jordan Travis still recovering from injury, Peasley is taking advantage of his opportunity. Now, I have said multiple times since the draft and even prior to the draft, like I wanted Jordan Travis in the worst way as like our project kind of quarterback for this year. I think the Jets should IR Jordan Travis for the season. It basically gives him all of training camp once he gets healthy, if he's going to be able to practice at all this training camp. And then you shut him down for the season, give him that redshirt year that we didn't get to give Zach Wilson or Sam Darnold. And I think that would be ultimately the best case scenario, because ultimately, if you got to get down to your third string quarterback, you're probably in a world of hurt regardless. So by and large, not a crazy day at practice, but feeling really good about our wide receiver and quarterback room. Aaron Rodgers doesn't seem like he's missing a beat. As far as the standout players for today, we've got Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson, Jeremy Ruckert, and Leki Fotu. Although, did I pronounce it? No, I think I spelled that right. I get the autocorrect on this thing sometimes and it jacks me up. Leki Fotu having himself a little bit of a day there. Other notes that I wrote down. Ooh, sorry. Injury news, I think we went over. AVT Morgan Moses coming back to drills next week. Lazard making all that good stuff. Yeah, look, we're feeling pretty good about training camp right now. We're keeping our, fingers crossed. Everyone stays healthy as we move through everything. Remember, this is still shorts and t-shirts. You're not seeing guys in pads yet. Things will start to change a little bit. Keep in mind the running plays. Kind of hard to diagnose because you're not getting full contact yet. But nonetheless, we're going to overanalyze it, and I'll be here for every step of the way. So boys and girls, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit a green heart if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Boys and girls, thank you so much for watching the show. J-E-T-S-J!